Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stranger Things, issue number 4 from IDW and Dark Horse Comics. So this is it. This is the end of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stranger Things crossover, where we have our heroes taking on the Mind Flayer. And yeah, so how does it end? Well, let's jump right in. So we have two separate gangs going on. We have Michelangelo and Leonardo with half of the Stranger Things group in the Upside Down world. And then we have Donatello and Raphael with the other half of the Stranger Things group in the regular world. And they realize that something is going down at Times Square. They're trying to contact their friends, but they're not reaching them. So they're like messing with the walkie-talkie frequency when they get a dispatch about a bunch of flickering lights. And apparently that means that like flickering lights are a classic sign that someone's in the Upside Down. I'm just going to have to take the comic's word for it because I don't watch Stranger Things. But all these lights flickering are happening at Times Square. So they figure out, okay, whatever's going down is going down at Times Square. Let's get there. And so they call up Casey Jones and April. And yeah, they start driving towards Town Square. Meanwhile, with Michelangelo and Leonardo, they are talking to a Utrom. And the Utrom is basically explaining what happened. Because the Utrom was involved with bringing in the Demogorgons and stuff like that. But it wasn't trying to do it on purpose. So anyone who's read the OG Volume 1 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles will know what's going on. And if you guys haven't, I have a playlist where I cover every single issue, including all the guest era stuff and all the spin-offs from Volume 1. So you can find that somewhere on this channel. I'll probably put a link to where you can read it below in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. But basically, the Utroms crashed on Earth, and they create like these bodies to look like humans. It's like these mechanical bodies to look like humans so that they can integrate into society, get jobs so that they can make money. They're going to pull all their money together, buy a building, which ends up being the TCRI building, so that they can try to create experiments so that they can open up a portal to their home dimension and they can go back home. That's the plan. And so they're split up into different teams as they're trying to open up different portals to find one that takes them back home. And the Utrom that's talking to our heroes right now, him and his buddy successfully open up a portal, but they open up a portal to a place that's not home. And it's the Upside Down world where they see a Mind Flayer. And basically the rest of the Utroms left Earth using teleporter technology. These two were left behind, and they were mind flayed. I guess the Mind Flayer like takes control of your mind and controls you to do stuff. And so it controlled this Utrom to open up a gate into the subway. Meanwhile, his partner is being used to open up a huge gate in Times Square. And that's when they realize that all the Demogorgons and Demodogs and stuff that have been released on the subway, they weren't released to go and kill humans, but rather they were released to herd the humans all towards one location. And that one location is Times Square, where the other Utrom is supposed to open up a giant-ass portal, which will, I guess, allow the Mind Flayer to come into our world. And so that's the plan that the demons have. And so we have Raphael and Donatello arriving at Times Square where they see a bunch of Demodogs and they start fighting it. And we even have a moment where I believe it's Raphael. I think it's Raphael. It's kind of hard to tell because I can't see the weapon. But he gives 11 like a mask. He's like, I think you've earned this. Show them, what you got. Show them who you are. And so everyone on our plane starts charging the tower in Times Square. Meanwhile, in the Upside Down world, the other half of the gang see the Mind Flayer waiting at the giant tower. It's waiting for the portal to open so that it can come in. And they decide, okay, we got to storm this tower. We got to get up to the roof and we got to destroy the portal before it can open large enough for the Mind Flayer to come through. And that's what we get. We get a pretty cool splash page where we see the turtles in the upside down world storming the building. Meanwhile, the turtles and the other gang in our regular plane of existence are storming the building, and they meet up at the rooftops and they have a huge battle. And I'm going to end it there. I don't want to spoil everything. That's about half the issue. I will say this. I really enjoyed this issue. I enjoyed this run. I will say that the ending feels very rushed. So you think, okay, we're going to get this cool, epic showdown where we have the Turtles and the Stranger Things gang, half of them on our plane of existence, the other half in the upside down world, and they're going to have like a huge battle between the demons that are in each plane of existence. And we don't really get that. The epic showdown is only like a couple pages, not even a couple pages. It's basically one big page and then maybe a couple panels, and that's it. And so, yeah, I was like, okay, that feels kind of, I don't know, rushed. It seems like we're building up. Like there's this huge mystery about what's going on. Who's opening up these portals? Why are they opening up the portals? How are these Gorgons and Demodogs getting into our world? And the whole mystery is trying to figure out what's going down. At first, everyone believes it's Baxter Stockman, and then they realize Baxter Stockman is working for someone else. And so this whole like mystery is going down in like 3 issues. And then in the 4th issue, they start discovering like what's really happening. And then once they figure out what's really happening, they fix it like really quickly. So it's like we have like 3.5 issues almost. I'll say maybe like 3.25 issues of them trying to figure out what's going down. Another quarter issue of them figuring out what happened and what to do about it. Maybe a quarter of an issue of the actual them stopping what needs to happen. You know, them preventing the portal from opening. And then the final quarter of the issue is the goodbyes. So it was just like, okay. I feel like this series could have done with one more issue where maybe we have like half the issue will be them like trying to get to the tower or something. Maybe you can even do something like The Raid or what was the name of that Bruce Lee movie? Game of Death or something, where you gotta fight your way up the building. Do something like that where like, you know, you have a whole issue of them trying to fight their way up this building, and we keep cutting between our world and the upside down world. And then the 5th issue can be the big final epic showdown on the rooftop. Like half the issue can be that, and then the other half can be the goodbye or something. Or maybe even like 3/4 can be the epic showdown, and then the final 1/4 can be the goodbye. Like something like that would have been better, would have flowed better in my opinion. It feels like everything was paced pretty well until we got to this issue, and then everything feels kind of rushed. And I don't know if it's just me, but I always feel like we get that when it comes to miniseries. And then it always boggles my mind because it's like, you know exactly how many issues you're going to get. How do you not pace your story better? Why is it every time I read a miniseries, it always feels like the pacing is pretty good, and then when we get to the final issue, everything happens so fast, and it just feels rushed. How do you rush a miniseries? But I see it every time. Like every time I read a miniseries, it always feels rushed at the final issue, and I don't know how you screw that up. If someone came in like, all right, you got 4 issues to tell me a story, go. It's like, okay, you would plan out exactly what each issue is going to be, and you would think the pacing would be, you know, will fit that. But no, every time I read a miniseries, it's always the final issue that just feels like it's rushed. Almost like the writer was told, hey, your series is being canceled. Give us an ending quick. It's like, I can understand if that happens in manga, because manga like usually aren't planned for a certain amount of issues. Usually when you get rushed endings, it's because the series was axed. But I don't understand why miniseries here in the West do that. So yeah, ending feels a little bit rushed. Other than that, like I did enjoy this series. For someone who has never watched Stranger Things and whose only knowledge of Stranger Things comes from what little I see in Dead by Daylight, I was able to follow the series pretty well. Like at no point was I really lost because the series did a really good job of like keeping me informed. Plus, it was great to see the OG Turtles again. So yeah, if anyone from IDW is watching this, which I highly doubt, but if for whatever reason, you know, you happen to find this video, please, for the love of God, give me more OG Ninja Turtles. even if it's just like little mini series or one shots or little stuff like this, I want to see more OG Mirage version of the Turtles. Like that would be so cool. I loved seeing them back again for this. Like this was a pleasant surprise. So yeah, I would totally be down for a volume 2 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stranger Things if it means getting more of the OG Turtles back. So there you go. I feel like I'm just kind of rambling at this point. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Stranger Things issue number 4 from IDW and Dark Horse Comics. Good series overall. I enjoyed it. I felt like the ending was rushed. That's the best way to summarize this series. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what did you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for a notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.